and welcome back to another segment on the Texas Football YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really excited about my guest speaker today because she is a former Longhorn, my good friend, the Tara Davis. May have heard of her, may not. But just to go over your accolades, I have to now, because the last time we interviewed compared to now, first of all, last time we interviewed was on my Instagram Live. Mm-hmm. All the accomplishments that you have now, none were done then. So it's about to be like night and day.
I'm excited for it.
Indoor, outdoor, collegiate record holder. I need to add that the outdoor record was set at Texas Relays in Austin, Texas, the heart of Texas. It was perfect. And it was held previously by Jackie Joyner-Kersee for 36 years. That's a long time. And we all know Jackie Joyner, she's greatness. So that's a big record and it's a big deal. You shattered it with 714 meters, 23.5 feet, also got the national title in Oregon. And then literally about 2 weeks later in Oregon, you made the Olympic team. 2020, became a Bowerman finalist. Finally, she is a fiance in her big new house, Arkansas. I can't believe it, but it's like now it's
I know. We talked about it for so long while like going through Texas, and like now it's happening. It's wild, and the accolades are insane. And first of all, I want to thank Rennie for being there for me throughout my Texas journey. And it wasn't easy, but she was stuck by my side. And when we here and I look at her, I'm so proud of her. She's doing her dream and she's just freaking kicking butt.
That is not on the script. Thank you so much, honey. But does it feel surreal yet? Do you ever just kind of like wake up like?
Yeah, I wake up every morning and I'm like, I feel like I'm in a dream, or like I feel like I'm in a different world. I don't know. I just remember waking up and going to practice, like putting my Texas uniform on, and now I'm waking up and I'm having to do stuff on my own. And practice is different now because I'm not with a collegiate team. I'm with a professional group, and life is a lot different, but it's so much fun and I'm getting out and adventuring more. So
what new hobbies have you picked up just from no longer being a collegiate athlete? You don't have to go to class anymore.
I know. Honestly, I'm still working for like social media and whatnot. So throughout the entire day, that's what I'm doing. And then for like, I just watch a bunch of Netflix. Honestly, like right when I get home, I'm like, okay, what new show am I going to start today? And I've definitely gotten into DIY projects. We did our whole bathroom DIY, and I'm just designing our home the way I want to live in a house. So it takes up a lot of time.
What's been the biggest difference moving from Austin, Texas to Arkansas?
There's no traffic.
Oh my.
There's no traffic. I can drive from one side of town to another side in like 10 minutes. Not in Austin.
Was that like a big thing for you?
Yes. I mean, I don't know. It was just, I would get on the freeway, and I did this in California, but like, there's no freeways here. There's no highways here. There's just streets in my city. Like I just take my street and I get to it where I need to go. Everywhere else I had to like get on a highway or freeway and get to my destination.
This is really giving like small town girl now.
Oh, I'm a small town girl. Living in a small town.
No, that's exactly what's happening now. But we've seen the excitement and the energy, the theatrics you bring when you compete. I want you to go a little bit more into detail about what you were going through fall and spring of like 2020, before the records came, before the national titles came.
If you were to tell me I did all of this back then, I would have just laughed in your face and told you you're a joke, because
and you did.
There was and I did. There's just no way mentally and physically I was capable of being able to do that, and mentally, physically, I was just not there. And I don't know, I was just battling depression. I was battling like self-awareness. I was so lost and confused. And towards winter of 2020, I changed my mindset completely. It's a new year, new season. I wanted to be my best self, so I could perform my best, and I tried to do it, and I did it.
Yeah, you did a lot more than that. I just remember around that time, obviously it's a blur, everything is confused because it's just COVID, but I remember a little bit before 2020, your main thing was like, I just keep getting injured, it's a new city, I don't know if things are going to work. It was just a whole lot of uncertainty. And then at some point you were just like, I'm just going to move to Arkansas, work the giant hoodies business with Hunter. And I was like, okay, girl, do whatever you want to do. If track isn't for you, then that's fine. I never like to be the person where make it your identity. But yeah, you were definitely just not yourself at all. So then
and I was so close to quitting. I was like, I was about to quit. Like I'm pretty sure I told Rennie, I told my coach, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I turned it around, just had one night where I was like, I don't want to be like this anymore. Like, I don't want to be sad. I'm living a life for a reason, and I'm just going to take it all. And I tried to do that.
And what went through that process? Because of course, when people deal with depression, it's not just kind of like a switch where it's like, I'm sad, now I'm not. So what did your process look like?
It was a very long process. It was just like, I wouldn't even get up out of bed a couple days. Like, I would stay in bed. I would tell Flo, my old coach, that I wasn't going to go to practice. Like, if I did come to practice, I'd be like in full giant hoodies and sweatpants and just moping, no facial expressions, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got the work done. I never ate. I wasn't eating. Like, there was just so much. And then I would see a therapist who helped me so much. And I think I started seeing her as soon as I got to Texas, because I had a meltdown and I was just so confused. I was so lost. And my girl Kylie, she got me through it. And I stood away from therapists. I was like, I'm not going to talk to anyone. I don't need it. And they just said, you don't have to stay with her. You can just go talk to her if you want to. And it was there when I was like, this is going to help. And I didn't think it was going to, but it did.
And I don't like always having to take you back to that, but it was just such a stepping stone for you, because it's things that Instagram doesn't see, it's things that Twitter doesn't see from you, but it's something that a lot of athletes go through, especially with the therapist talk, honey, because around that time, we were in college. If you are going to the back of the training facility to go to the therapist, I was always like, I felt so exposed. Like, do people think that I'm, crazy? There's just stigma around it. But then when I finally went, I was like, oh, it's literally just somebody to talk to.
Yeah, it's just someone I could talk to. And it was cool because she didn't know my life, and I got to explain her my life. And she didn't get to have any like reservations or opinions because she didn't really know me. Yeah. Rather than like talking to a family member, talking to your best friend about these things, they get to judge you from like, they already know what you've done. They have no idea who you are, what you do, and you get to just spill everything. No holding back.
I definitely love that. So you keeping your personality in your jumps throughout every single jump, like I said, the theatrics, do you think that it helps your nerves go away a little bit?
Absolutely. If I am not bouncing off the walls, talking to people, then I'm definitely nervous. And if the Olympic final, definitely was nervous, and you could tell, and there was just like a big difference in that. And I think it just makes the sport more fun, and I'm being myself, and I actually get to enjoy doing it and like showing my true self and what I love to do the most.
I enjoy that a lot because, the stigma around social media and just, the stereotype is considered distracting. From coaches, from sometimes parents, it's like, no, turn that off. You're going to get distracted. Don't do a lot because, put in your headphones and just go into your mode. But your mode is the complete opposite. Why do you think that is? What do you say to people who are like you?
Please just be you and don't let people try to control you, because you're not going to be able to grow and be yourself and learn who you are if you aren't able to be you. And so, I mean, my entire life, I was always talked about like, oh, she's so hyper. She's just so off the walls. And like, I'm not hyper. I'm just me. Like I just have a lot of like energy. It's just me. And I don't know. And people try to change that. Like throughout the classroom, I had to sit down. You have to be sitting down in class.
Yeah.
I'm not the person. I have ADHD. I need to sit up. I need like I can focus if I stand.
Yeah.
I need to stand. You know. So it's like if you feel a certain way, just be that way and just express yourself the way you want to express yourself. And that's how I do on the track. And people love it. And I love it because I'm bringing eyes and like attention to our sport, which is never really like long jump's not really like an eye catcher as the 100 is. But if I can bring entertainment and I can bring like life into the sport where everyone is just like so stern and focused, I feel like I can change the sport and change how people are competing.
Wow. I do see that in your competing style because you look up to all these wonderful jumpers and you are bringing the attention to the jumpers. It's like we've been doing this. You know, the people that you've looked up to that you're now jumping against, it's like we're all great.
They've been jumping 23 feet. Like I'm not the first person to jump 23 feet, but then like when it was so weird, they're like, wow, 23 feet. Is that like no, it's not the world record. There are ladies out here who are jumping way farther than I am. And like, please give them the credit because I'm just trying to catch up to them. Like, that's all, you know?
God, you sound so great now. This is so surreal for me right now. But do you ever wish that you can just turn off social media sometimes?
Yes.
Or can you think of a point in your life where you're like, dang, I really wish I was not the Tara Davis right now?
Currently. not for this video, but just in general, where like, I don't know, sometimes I just want to sit back and relax and not have to pick up a phone and, you know, put my face on the internet. Sometimes I just want to, you know, go to Target without being recognized. And I'm zero, minuscule to like Justin Bieber and Kim Kardashian. And I have no idea how they do it. But from my experience, I do enjoy it because it shows all my hard work is being seen. But at some times I just want to have my own privacy and I want to do my own thing. That just goes for everyone. But I don't think I would ever trade it for the world because people are seeing someone be real.
Yeah. So. And not just tampered with for social media.
Right. Or like an actress, because that's what they portray on the TV, you know, this is me the entire time.
Absolutely. And people don't really talk about when it comes to being in the headlines and just always being in the public eye. People don't talk about how overwhelming that can be. Because one day you can go to the grocery store, the next day you can't. You know, you were just trying to go to the grocery store in your bedroom slippers. Now
I have to go in a heels and a t-shirt. Yep.
Exactly. So how do you just remain zen through all this?
I have my fiance who is going through the same thing as me. So I have him to look forward to and coming home and talking to every single day. And we're just able to get each other and just keep a steady pace. And like, we know what we want for our life and that's how we're going to settle. And just, that's what we want. And we don't want anything bigger, we want anything big, you know? So we just have a main goal and we're just going to keep it steady.
Okay. Now you spoke about how you just were not yourself in the Tokyo Olympic final. Can you just take me through what was going through your head on that runway? Well,
I kept on jumping and I just wasn't going any farther. And it was just like making me so irritated because I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing everything right. I'm just not going any farther. And then probably by like the third or fourth jump, it got to me that it wasn't going any further. And like, my mind just started tightening up. I just started tightening up and that was pretty much it.
Were you proud of yourself though?
I was. During the time, I was not, and I'm going to be truthful. Like I was not happy with myself. Going to the Olympics, I told myself the Olympics is just another meet. It's just like a nationals. It's not anything different. And I think I convinced myself so hard that I was like, I got sixth place. Like that's not good. Like I need to do better. But then coming home to Hunter and him telling me like, Tara, it was the Olympics, like the Olympic finals, you got sixth place. And then started doing all of my research of like sixth place. I was like, yeah, okay. We're good. We're good.
No, it's good though. Having that little bit of just standard for yourself. Like, yeah, it's great. I'm sure. I think you were the youngest one in the field. It's a fantastic accomplishment, but somebody telling you that night isn't going to do anything.
No.
You
And
know,
a lot of people did tell me that night, and I was like, I hear what you're saying, but I just want to go home. And like on the flight, I cried. And I cried because I was just going through the motion of each jump, each thing. I was like, if I just would have done this, if I just would have done that, if I wouldn't have gotten my head, like,
yeah,
it's like, I can't take it back. It is what it is. And there's another Olympics in 3 years. Just go get it that one. And now that's what I'm training for. And we should see how that goes.
Absolutely. Now, NIL deal law, or whatever you want to call it, was put in place this year. Last year, I keep forgetting it's 2022, but was put in place for collegiate athletes to make money, honey.
Make some.
Take us through, because for people, I have had like this argument with my dad before. He thinks that sometimes NIL deals can change collegiate whatever he thinks, but I want you to take me through your experience of not being able to make money as a collegiate athlete.
I am sure I turned down at least $50K out of like my junior to senior year of college. I mean, I was just getting deals left and right. And every time I even considered a deal, I'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna get kicked out of the NCAA. Can't do it. That's always like gonna get kicked out. Nope. And it was just really annoying that I couldn't have this job or this other just income or like this other thing I want to do because someone I signed a piece of paper.
Yeah, just because someone said no.
Yeah, just because someone said no, I signed a piece of paper. And I don't know. And then once I started like my senior year, it really ticked me off once my face and my name was just out there on the NCAA site without any credit, without any like asking or paying. And I was like, that's not fair. How can you make money off of me when I can't even make money off of myself? Like, make that make sense. And it doesn't. And I'm really excited that it got passed because the way social media is growing now, there's just no way it shouldn't have been passed already.
Right.
And I think it's really good for the students that are in college right now because they get to learn self-worth. I didn't get to learn it, and I didn't know what a dime was. I couldn't tell you what money was and how to, like you should be getting paid for this much amount of money for having this amount of followers, and then like it was just I didn't know anything. And for them to learn now and get to experience money throughout college will set them up, I swear, way better for the future, because now they get to learn about taxes and they get to learn about things that go behind money that being the college student I didn't learn anything about.
Absolutely. When is your first meet?
January 29th.
29th at the Milrose Games?
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, do you plan on hurdling ever again?
I actually talked to my coach today, and it's in the future.
Really? What? Like, why did you stop?
Well, I strained my hamstring, and then
I was going to say what else? Because you also like broke your foot.
Did all that, but I strained my hamstring the week before regionals, and I could only jump because my hamstring was about to pop.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped, and I just went to nationals and trials, and then Olympics. So first meet is Milrose Games. I feel like this is technically your first pro meet. Like, yes, you competed in the Olympics, but you were under USA. This is your first pro meet. What are you excited for? I am excited just to be out there again and just to feel a different like vibe. Like I've been to the Armory for like New Balance Nationals and like it was just a bunch of high school kids like running around, like just so good. Now I'm going to the big guns and I'm excited. I'm nervous, but it should be a fun show.
I feel like even just traveling, there's no team travel.
Nope. Oh, I gotta get my own hotel. I gotta get my own flights. I gotta register myself into the meet.
Tara, that's literally how I feel because I'm gonna be covering some of that meet, and I was like, "What's the meet schedule?"
Yeah,
I have no idea. Why is no one sending it to me?
Yeah, literally. And I'm like, where's the updated email? Where's the Sunday email?
Right. I need they don't even know about the Sunday email. But what is your goal for the meet so that when I do see you, we can see if you achieved it? What's your goal?
To get down the runway.
Perfect.
It's the first meet, and I don't know where I'm at right now. And I just want to get down the runway and get a legal mark in, see what I can do.
Love that.
Hopefully go over 21, 22 feet.
Okay. Okay. Noted. I'm going to hold you to that. Thank you so much, Tara.
Of course.
TD. It was great seeing you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Orange Bloods Texas football YouTube channel.